Hello and welcome to another episode of To The Byline. This episode is a bit off the cuff, but we've heard a rumour today, and I want to start off this video by saying that it is a rumour, it's pure speculation, it's alleged, and it should be taken with a pinch of salt or a salt spreader that they use to degrit the roads during the winter, whichever way you want to look at it.
Like how they put salt on your chips at the chippy.
Yeah, that's the one. However, the rumour has come from a source who we heard from prior to the Birmingham City takeover, where they said that the Blues would be bought by an American, they would get Gary Cook involved, he would be at the Sheffield United game, and those three things came to be true. So that's the reason why we thought we'd bring it to everyone so that you could hear this news. So let's crack into it. And the news is that the Birmingham City new owners, Shelby Companies Limited, or Knightshead, whichever way you want to look at it, they do not want John Eustace to be the manager of Birmingham City. He's not their preferred choice. And they will look to get rid of him at the earliest opportunity. So what we've heard is they're scouring through Birmingham City fan forums, podcasts, everyone to kind of get the impression of John Eustace, because they don't want to upset the fans by sacking him straight away if the fans think he's doing a good job. However, what that means for the future, we don't know. So I'm going to open it up. So Ben and Paul, you've both heard the news. What are your thoughts on it?
Probably similar to what every other Blues fan's thinking. I think we've kind of outlined that we would like Eustace to stay and go for the longer project of building things up, and I think he deserves the chance to tackle that project. But I guess this is always in doubt, right? New owners come in, it's kind of rare that they stick with the current manager in place, or at least that they don't have their own ideas of who they want to manage the club. It fits in with their 2-year plan, I guess, and the things that have come out recently. It's just a bit, I don't know. I mean, I think as well though, if you're going to get rid of a manager, do it now. So we've got the rest, the pre-season transfers, all that. Like, do it now. And I don't want to see him go, but I think fans will kind of get over the fact that he's gone, just like we have with other managers. I think there's a lot of optimism with the board, and I think that optimism kind of turns into trust, maybe to a certain degree. So yeah, a bit of a crazy one.
Paul, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I would like Eustace to stay, just on the simple fact that I think he's not done a bad job with the absolute terrible owners we had before. They didn't back him. They didn't give him, like, we brought in loan signings. They didn't let him build his own team or anything like that. So he did better than the previous managers, only by a little bit, but he did better. So for me, I think I would like to see him given a chance, see what he can do, let him build a team. But ultimately, if the board don't want him, then what's the point in wasting the money letting him build a team if you're just going to end up going, well, actually, we don't want him. So it's better now to get rid of him, bring someone else in that they want, and then go from there. As long as it's someone that is better than what we already have, most Blues fans, I think, will sort of go, well, yeah, we're disappointed that he's left, but no one's really devastated that he's left. I think if somebody else comes in and you can see, I think it all matters on what the bigger picture is.
Yeah.
If they want to bring their own guy in and they want to back him and they want to build a squad and they want to do it properly, then I can't see where the bad thing is. But what I don't want is them to go, well, we'll give Eustace till January. If he's not doing what we want, then we'll sack him, because you're going to let him buy all his own players. Then you're going to bring in another manager in January and go, well, you've got a window now. You can buy a couple of players. But ultimately, he's still going to have John Eustace's squad.
Yeah.
So then the season's a write-off because you've had 2 managers. So I just think you've got to do it. You've got to do it now, or give him till the end of the season.
Yeah. Again, this is alleged, so it's not 100% sure. My feelings are, I'd like Eustace to stay. I don't think he's done a bad job at Blues, especially, like, I think you can go, like, right the way back. I don't think any manager has particularly done a bad job because of what they've had to endure whilst they've been at Birmingham. But then when you think about it with the likes of Lee Bowyer, Pep, and all the previous managers, this is the one.
Ranker,
Yeah, it hasn't been a
Zola,
we haven't.
Cottrell.
Yeah, we haven't been going into a relegation battle at the end of the season. It's it's been a comfortable end. So I think that Eustace deserves a chance now to say, here you go, you got a bit of money. You're not looking around for bargain basement signings or free transfers. You can actually go out and pick your squad with the help of someone like Gary Cook and Gardner to go and build an actual team. However, with what the report is saying is that it all depends on what they think the Blues fans' opinion will be, whether or not they don't want to come in basically and upset the fans straight away. So if they hear that from forums and everything else that Eustace is the right man for the job, chances are they'll keep him. Then I think we'll be in a situation that you've just said, Paul, where the first signs of something bad's going on, they'll just get rid of him straight away.
Yeah, I don't think they should go on by what the fans want, because ultimately football fans are fickle and they'll go, yeah, we want Eustace, but if you sacked him now and brought in somebody else and we were in the playoffs, you'd go, who's John Eustace? Who cares? We're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I don't think I don't think they should be going on what we want, because most Blues fans aren't fans that go sack the manager. They like to keep a manager around, and they like to be like not one of these teams that sacks a manager every couple of months. So they're ultimately in charge of the football club, and it's up to them to make the decisions. So if they're going to start not making decisions on basis of whether the fans like it or not, then we're not in for a good time, because you'll never please all of the people all of the time. You've got to do what you feel is best for that football club. And if you think that you can bring in a better manager than John Eustace and get us further up the table, then that's what they need to do, because the Blues fans will forget about John Eustace if the results go the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other part of that would be, who do they look to bring in? Like, obviously, before we jumped on, me and Ben were speaking, and we were saying, like, if they think they can bring in someone who's got proven pedigree in terms of getting teams out of the division and promoted, like, would the Blues fans? Yeah,
bring in Ted Lasso.
Well, would the Blues fans accept someone, for example, like Slaven Bilic?
Again, the Blues fans will be upset about certain things until they start winning football games, and then they won't care anymore. Because ultimately, that's the way football works. Is you win games, everyone's on your side. You lose 3-4 games on the bounce, and then everybody wants you sacked.
Yeah.
And that's not just the Blues. That's every club up and down the country. Football has become so cutthroat that if you don't get successful or near enough overnight, then they go, well, we could bring in somebody else.
Well, I think this all as well. I'll let you get your point in afterwards, Ben. But I think this comes into what you would define as a successful season next year. So, for example, John Eustace might not go out and win his opening 10 games, but if he got 4 wins, couple of draws, couple of losses, Blues are comfortable in mid-table, would you deem that as a successful opening 10 games to the season? Or, with these new owners, are Blues fans thinking, well, we should be doing a promotion push next season?
But that's what I was going to say. Like, what did the owners define as a good season next season? Like, is their expectation that we have to hit playoffs next season as early as that? Because if that's the case, I agree with Paul. We're just going to go a roundabout way where one manager comes in, he gets 3 months with mid-table, get rid of him. Another manager comes in, he's got his place to deal with, might finish 10th, didn't do anything, get rid of him. Like, that's where we spoke about it a few episodes ago about turning into Watford when it comes to management, and this is the risk that we have now. If their expectations is too quick for what they want to give, then this is the risk that's going to happen.
Yeah, and I also think that any manager that you do decide to bring into the club, they're not going to go and instantly do well. Like, the team needs rebuilding, the stadium needs rebuilding, the training facilities need rebuilding. Any manager you bring in isn't going to get you guaranteed results on the pitch until they've got the squad behind them.
What I want from it is mid-table, top end of the table, top end of mid-table, just sort of floating around the playoff position. If you get into the playoffs, it's a bonus. If you don't get into the playoffs, it's not the end of the world. I just want to be at that end of the table, playing nice, attractive football, something that's worth going to watch.
Yeah.
Because too many times I go down the Blues and the football is just dire. It's just not even worth watching. And then I come to the point that it's like £30 a ticket to go and watch it, and I'm
Yeah.
watching dreadful football for £30 a ticket in a stadium that's collapsing around me. If we can play nice football, then I can sort of be like, well, actually, I'm all right with this. I'm all right with being top half of mid-table as long as we're playing nice football and getting some results on the way.
Yeah.
That's progression though as well.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we've gone from 19th, 18th, 20th, 17th. Like if we finish 12th next season, like that's progression. It's a success in a lot
Yeah.
of eyes. And then the season after we finish, like Paul says, then like 8th or 7th, and we're playing good football and we're looking good. It's progression.
I just want to
But
be up at the right end of the table.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't want to be 17th anymore. Birmingham finishing 17th, it just shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be a thing.
boring.
yeah. So anyway, that's the alleged. Well, that's the rumours that have come out anyway about the club. So let us know in the comments your thoughts and opinions on that. Do you think Eustace is the right man for the job? Would you replace him, or would you give him time? If you would give him time, how long would you give him? And also let us know what you would define as a successful season for Birmingham next year. But before we go, there is one other bit of news that's come out today. So I'm just going to read this out to you. Birmingham City Football Club has entered into an agreed decision with the English Football League in relation to charges issued on Monday the 20th of February 2023 concerning the owners and directors test. So what this basically means is that Maxco Capital Co Limited, which was the consortium that were originally going to take over Birmingham, were given certain controls of the football club that they weren't allowed to because their offer hadn't been approved by the EFL. And this now means that Birmingham have accepted that if they are found guilty, they will have a suspended 2-point deduction, which would apply at the end of next season if they basically break the rules again. So I'll start with you, Ben. Another season, another potential point deduction for Birmingham.
I think it's fair enough, to be honest. Yeah, can't really argue if you're going to go beyond the clearly stated rules. Then you got to accept the fine. I think the only benefit, well, I say benefit, is not a benefit, but it's only 2 points. So if that happened this season, for example, would still be fine and comfortable. So yeah, it is what it is. I don't really have too much upon that.
Yeah. Paul, any thoughts?
My thoughts are just the same as every other point deduction that we've ever had. Like the fans act like we're punished by the EFL because the EFL hate us, but it's not. We're punished by the EFL because we've got such an incompetent board, and that incompetent board let 2 other people come in and do things that they shouldn't be doing. It always stems back to the incompetence of who runs Birmingham City. It's like the point deduction before when the EFL put us under a transfer embargo, and it was all like hushed up and no one was talking about it, and they were like, let us have a look at your finances and we'll sort it all out, and then when it's done you can go and sign some players. And then we just went, no, we're signing Christian Pedersen, he's coming in, we've signed him. And it's just the Birmingham board just going, we do what we want.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do as we please, and we don't care about the punishments that will come along with it. And that's all they've done again, is they've seen these guys come in and thought, oh look, they're going to pump some money into the club, so we'll let them do what we want. 2 blokes who shouldn't have had any say in what was going on have stood there with the new signings and things like that, and you just sat there thinking, it's all just a circus, it's all just a big mess.
Yeah. So I think we're all in agreement that as soon as BSHL are gone, the better, and hopefully they accept this offer of getting the deal done before June the 30th, and then getting out of the club. Like, good riddance. Again, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on the point deduction. Let us know your thoughts on any of the comments that we've said, whether you agree or disagree. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to be notified when we're next going to publish. And as always, thank you everyone for watching.
Up the Blues.